Your refrigerator might not last for long, and there's a good chance you're the one killing it. Not on purpose, of course, but most fridge breakdowns aren't random failures. They're caused by everyday habits that seem completely harmless. The good news, every single one of them is easy to fix. In the next few minutes, we're covering 13 common refrigerator habits that shorten your fridge's life, waste your electricity, and lead to repair bills that could have been avoided entirely. And stick around for the number one habit. It takes 10 minutes, costs nothing, and it's the single biggest reason refrigerators die years before they should. Let's get into it. Number 13. Leaving the door wide open. We've all done it. You open the fridge, stare at the shelves, try to figure out what sounds good for lunch. Maybe you're pulling ingredients out one at a time for a recipe. Meanwhile, that door has been hanging open for 30, 60, even 90 seconds. Here's the problem. Every second that door is open, cold air is pouring out and warm, humid air is rushing in. Your fridge notices immediately. The internal temperature can jump several degrees in under a minute, and the compressor, that's the motor that keeps everything cold, kicks on hard to bring it back down. Do that 3 or 4 times a day, and you're adding real wear to the compressor over time. A compressor replacement runs $400 to $600 on most models. The fix costs nothing. Just decide what you want before you open the door. Grab it, close the door. If you're cooking, pull everything out at once instead of making 5 trips. It sounds simple because it is. Your compressor will thank you. But here's the thing, even if you're perfect about closing the door quickly, the next habit can cancel out all that effort, and most people have no idea they're doing it. Number 12, setting the temperature too cold. A lot of homeowners think colder is better. They crank the dial all the way down thinking it'll keep food fresher longer. It won't. The ideal refrigerator temperature is between 35 and 38 degrees Fahrenheit. Most manufacturers recommend 37. Go below that, and you're not preserving food better. You're overworking the compressor, freezing your lettuce, turning your berries into mush, and driving up your electric bill for absolutely no benefit. A fridge running just 3 or 4 degrees too cold can use 20 to 25% more energy. On a fridge that costs $80 a year to run, that's an extra $15 to $20 wasted annually, and it adds unnecessary strain to the system year after year. Get yourself a simple refrigerator thermometer. They cost about $5 at any hardware store. Put it on the middle shelf, check it once, and set your dial to 37 degrees. $5 and 2 minutes. That's all it takes. And by the way, getting the temperature right is only half the battle. If cold air is quietly escaping from somewhere you've never checked, you could still be throwing money away every single month. We'll get to that one soon. Now, the next one might surprise you. It's something most of us were taught to do, and it turns out it's one of the worst spots in your entire fridge for the thing we all put there. Number 11, storing milk in the door. Be honest, where's your milk right now? If it's in the door, you're not alone. Almost everyone puts milk and dairy in the refrigerator door because that's where the compartments seem designed for it. But the door is the warmest zone in your entire fridge. Every time you open and close that door, the items in it get hit with room temperature air. The interior shelves stay far more stable. Milk stored in the door can spoil 2 to 4 days faster than milk kept on a middle or lower shelf inside. For a family spending $15 to $20 a week on dairy, that spoilage adds up fast. Potentially $100 or more a year thrown straight in the trash. Move your milk, cream, and yogurt to an interior shelf. Use the door for condiments, ketchup, mustard, salad dressing, things with preservatives and vinegar that can handle the temperature swings. This one change can noticeably reduce how often you're tossing spoiled dairy. And by the way, where your food sits inside the fridge matters, but so does something behind the fridge that most people never think about. We'll get to that one shortly, and it's a real money drainer. And speaking of what's behind your fridge, the next habit is one you can check in about 30 seconds, and it might explain why your compressor seems to be running all the time. Number 10, pushing it flush against the wall. When you moved your fridge into place, or when the delivery crew did, there's a good chance it got pushed right up against the wall. Looks clean, saves space, and it's quietly damaging your refrigerator. Your fridge generates heat as it runs, and that heat needs somewhere to go. The condenser system releases it through coils typically located on the back or underneath the unit. When the fridge is pressed flat against the wall, that heat gets trapped. The compressor has to work harder and run longer to compensate. Over time, this shortens compressor life significantly. A technician call to diagnose overheating issues runs $150 to $200, and if the compressor fails, you're looking at $400 to $600 or a full replacement. Pull your fridge forward so there's at least 1 to 2 inches of clearance on the back and half an inch on each side. That's it. Takes 30 seconds and costs nothing. If you're still with me, good, because the tips are getting more important from here. And the next one is something happening inside your fridge right now that you probably can't even see. Number 9, overstuffing every shelf. A full fridge is a beautiful thing. It means you've got food, you've shopped smart, and you're set for the week. But there's a difference between a well-stocked fridge and an overstuffed one, and that line matters more than you think. Your refrigerator cools by circulating cold air through vents, usually located along the back wall. When you cram food against those vents or pack shelves so tight that air can't flow between items, you create warm pockets. Some spots stay cold, others don't. The food in those warm spots spoils faster, and the compressor runs non-stop trying to bring the overall temperature down. You're wasting food and energy at the same time. The fix is straightforward. Leave a little space between items, especially near the back wall. Don't block the vents. If you've got overflow after a big grocery run, prioritize what goes in the fridge and what can wait in a cooler spot. Think of it like airflow in your house. If you block all the vents, the rooms don't cool evenly. And speaking of things homeowners forget, a woman in Michigan told us she hadn't changed one particular part in over 4 years. What it was costing her in water quality alone will make you check yours tonight. Number 8, skipping water filter changes. If your fridge has a water dispenser or ice maker, it has a filter, and that filter has a lifespan, usually 6 months, depending on your usage and water quality. Most people install the filter when the fridge is new and then forget about it entirely. A clogged filter doesn't just reduce water flow and make your ice maker slow down. It stops doing its job. The contaminants it was designed to catch start passing right through. You're drinking water you think is filtered, but it's not. On top of that, the restricted flow makes the ice maker and dispenser work harder, which adds strain to the system over time. Replacement filters cost between $20 and $50 depending on the brand. A new ice maker assembly, if yours burns out, $200 to $350. Set a reminder on your phone or mark your calendar every 6 months. Swap the filter. It takes 2 minutes and keeps your water clean and your ice maker running smoothly. Quick reminder, if you're finding this helpful, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next one. But even with a fresh filter and a clean ice maker, there's a habit most people have that's quietly creating frost buildup and wasting energy inside your fridge every single day. Number 7, leaving food uncovered. This one flies under the radar. You make dinner, you've got leftovers, you slide the bowl right into the fridge without a lid or plastic wrap. Seems fine, but that uncovered food is releasing moisture into the air inside your fridge. Your refrigerator's job isn't just to keep things cold, it also has to control humidity. When there's excess moisture floating around in there, the compressor has to work harder to remove it. That moisture can also condense on the interior walls and coils, leading to frost buildup that gets worse over time. Frost buildup restricts airflow, affects cooling performance, and can even damage sensitive internal components. A service call to deal with frost-related cooling issues typically runs $150 to $250. The fix is as Simple as it gets. Cover your food. Use lids, plastic wrap, or containers with good seals. It keeps your food fresher, prevents odors from spreading through the fridge, and takes a huge load off your compressor. But it's not just how you store food, it's what you store next to what. And the next habit is one that's secretly rotting your vegetables from the inside out. Number 6. Mixing wrong foods together. You come home from the grocery store, bag everything into the fridge, and call it done. But where you put your fruits and vegetables in relation to each other actually matters. A lot. Certain fruits, apples, bananas, avocados, peaches, tomatoes, give off a natural gas called ethylene as they ripen. Ethylene is harmless to you, but it accelerates ripening in nearby produce. Put your apples next to your lettuce. And that lettuce will wilt and brown days earlier than it should. Store bananas near your berries, and those berries are heading for the trash sooner. The average American household throws away about $1,500 worth of food per year. Improper storage is a big part of that number. Keep ethylene-producing fruits in a separate drawer or area from your leafy greens, berries, and cucumbers. Most fridges have 2 crisper drawers for exactly this reason, one for fruits, one for vegetables. Use them the way they were designed. A family in Florida threw away nearly $40 a month in spoiled produce before figuring this out. The next tip could be costing you even more, and it has nothing to do with what's inside your fridge. Number 5. Placing it next to heat sources. Here's something most people never consider when setting up their kitchen. Your refrigerator's job is to remove heat from inside the cabinet and release it into the surrounding room. If the area around it is already hot, the fridge has to work that much harder. Placing your fridge directly next to the oven, beside the dishwasher, or in front of a window that gets direct afternoon sun can raise the ambient temperature around the unit by several degrees. That doesn't sound like much, but it forces the compressor to run longer cycles, use more electricity, and wear out faster. Even 5 degrees of extra ambient heat can shorten compressor life by years. And here's the thing nobody talks about. Your fridge doesn't complain about this. It just works harder in silence until the day it gives out. If your layout allows it, leave at least a few inches between your fridge and any heat source. If your kitchen doesn't give you that option, at least be aware of it and manage what you can. Avoid running the oven and dishwasher at the same time when possible. Small adjustments add up over the life of the appliance. Now, the next one might be the easiest fix on this entire list, and it's one that could be leaking money from your kitchen 24 hours a day without you ever noticing. Number 4, ignoring dirty door seals. That rubber gasket running around the edge of your fridge door is one of the most important parts of the entire appliance, and almost nobody ever cleans it. Over time, food residue, crumbs, grease, and grime build up in the folds of the gasket. That buildup prevents a tight seal, and when the seal isn't tight, cold air leaks out around the clock, even when the door is closed. Your compressor runs overtime to make up the difference, and your electric bill creeps up month after month. A worn-out gasket replacement costs $100 to $200 with labor, but in most cases, you don't need a new one. You just need to clean the one you have. Wipe it down with warm water and a little dish soap every couple of months. Get into the folds where grime hides. And here's a 5-second test. Close the door on a dollar bill. If you can pull it out easily without resistance, your seal is too loose and needs attention. That simple test could save you hundreds in wasted energy over the life of your fridge. If you've made it this far, you already know more about keeping your fridge healthy than most repair technicians would ever volunteer. And these last 3 tips, they're the ones that matter most. But don't relax just yet, because the next habit is one that seems completely logical, and almost everyone does it without thinking twice. Number 3, putting hot food straight in. You just made a big pot of soup or finished a casserole. You want to get it in the fridge before it sits out too long. So you slide it right in while it's still hot. Seems responsible, right? The problem is that a hot container raises the internal temperature of your fridge rapidly. The compressor kicks into overdrive trying to bring the temperature back down, and the steam coming off that hot food creates condensation inside the fridge, which can frost over internal components, block vents, and cause cooling problems. In extreme cases, repeated hot loading can damage the thermostat sensor, leading to erratic temperature control. A thermostat replacement runs $100 to $200. The fix? Let hot food cool on the counter for 20 to 30 minutes before refrigerating. You're not going to get food poisoning in that window. Food safety guidelines give you up to 2 hours at room temperature. 20 minutes of patience protects your fridge from a real problem. But even if you do everything right so far, your fridge might already be telling you something is wrong. And the next habit is about learning to listen before a small issue becomes a big bill. Number 2, ignoring strange noises. Your fridge makes some noise. That's normal. A quiet hum, the occasional click when the compressor cycles on. But if you've started hearing a new buzz, a loud clicking, a grinding sound, or a hum that's gotten noticeably louder, that's not background noise. That's a warning sign. A buzzing sound often means the condenser fan is struggling. Maybe it's hitting something, or the motor is wearing out. Clicking could signal a compressor relay issue. Grinding might mean a fan blade is hitting frost buildup. These are all problems that cost $75 to $150 to fix when caught early. Ignore them, and you're looking at $400 to $600 for a compressor replacement or a full fridge failure. Now be honest, is your fridge making a sound right now that you've been tuning out? Don't wait for it to stop on its own. It won't. Call a technician or look up the specific sound for your model. Catching it early is the difference between a small repair and a new refrigerator. Now, here it is, the number 1 habit, the single most important thing most homeowners never do, and the one that causes more premature refrigerator deaths than any other. Number 1, never cleaning condenser coils. This is the big one. Every refrigerator has condenser coils. Those are the metal tubes or fins located on the back of the unit or underneath behind a small access panel. Their job is critical. They release the heat that the compressor pulls out of the fridge interior. When those coils get coated in dust, pet hair, grease, and mold, and kitchen grime, and they can't release heat efficiently. The compressor has to run longer and harder to do the same job. Month after month, year after year, that extra strain builds. It's like trying to breathe through a clogged filter. Eventually, the compressor overheats and fails. A new compressor costs $500 to $800 installed. A new refrigerator costs $1,000 to $2,500. Cleaning the coils? That costs you nothing but 10 minutes and a vacuum cleaner with a brush attachment. Pull the fridge out, locate the coils, vacuum off the dust, and push it back. Twice a year, that's all it takes. Think of it like changing the oil in your car. It's the single easiest thing you can do, and it has the biggest impact on how long your refrigerator lasts. If you haven't done it in over a year, do it this week. Your fridge is counting on it. Those are 13 habits that could be shortening your refrigerator's life right now. But your fridge isn't the only appliance you might be slowly killing. There's a video on your screen that covers the biggest mistakes homeowners make with their other appliances. Click it now. I'll see you there.